Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Keefe. In this video, we are going over Stoicism and how you can apply it to your life so that you can be a better man. Now, before we get into that, I made this channel to build better men. So if you're a guy who's out there looking to level up, become a high-value man, and be a positive influence on the world, hit the subscribe button and bell icon. I put out new videos every single day to help you do exactly that. Now, let's get into the video. So for those of you who don't know, Stoicism is a philosophy that's been around for over 2,000 years. And my personal belief about really anything is anything that has stood that much of a test of time, right? People have consistently believed in the subject for over 2,000 years and have applied it. I assume that there has to be some nuggets of truth in that. So that's what we want to dive in today. In this video, we're going to get into the 4 Stoic virtues, these being wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and how you can apply each one of your life so that you can be a better man. The first one we're going to get into is wisdom. There are 2 things I really want to touch on when it comes to wisdom from a Stoic perspective. And the first of these is understanding the distinction between the things that we can control and the things that we cannot control. You see, in life, there's going to be 2 kinds of things. There's going to be the things that you can control and the things that you cannot control. And the wisdom is in recognizing which of the 2 things you're dealing with and then choosing only to focus on the things that you can control, right? There's no reason to spend time complaining about things that are outside of your control. And there's actually no reason to complain about anything that is within your control, because you should simply just go take actions to make a change on this. But a lot of times we spend time focusing on things that are outside of our control, right? What if situations about the future that really have nothing that we can do about it, right? Political situations that we can't control. But ultimately, it's wise to focus on the things you can control, because this will bring you the results in your life that you're trying to accomplish. Second part of wisdom is wisdom in your responses. And this is actually a part of understanding what you can control. But one thing you can control is your response to situations. Viktor Frankl, the famous Holocaust survivor and neurologist, once said that in between stimulus and response, there is space. And in that space is the opportunity to choose our response. Aren't we oftentimes in life presented with situations where it feels like life is just daring us to react impulsively, right? To lash out in anger or to react fearfully. But in those moments, you have an opportunity to make a conscious choice, to use wisdom and make a better decision. So the second virtue we're getting into is courage. Now, Winston Churchill, when referring to courage, said that courage was the first of all the human qualities because it was upon courage that all the other positive qualities were built. Courage is needed in every part of a man's life, whether it be courage to tell the truth in difficult situations, courage to face obstacles, courage to face misfortunes, courage to stand by your beliefs in difficult situations, even courage in the face of death. Now on to the third Stoic virtue, justice. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, he was also the Roman emperor, by the way, he once said that whatever injures the hive injures the bee, and I think this really sums up the Stoic idea of justice in a nutshell. So what Marcus is trying to get at in this quote is to say that not only should you seek to aim for the best for yourself, but you should aim for the best for all, and in doing so, you're actually going to make things better for yourself as well. Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, said that seeking the very best in ourselves means actively caring for the welfare and good of other people. There's this idea in Stoicism of interdependence, that everything is kind of in balance, right? And so a Stoic perspective on justice would be to live justly, would be to live in balance with all things, to not upset the apple cart, basically. And this means doing the best for all, not just thinking about yourself. This is the idea in Stoicism, isn't that this is just some thing you should do. The idea is that this actually works out better for you in the long run to think about the welfare of all and not just yourself. The fourth and final virtue is temperance. This is similar to the idea of balance I was just discussing. It's an idea of knowing when enough is enough, pretty much. Understanding that between lack and excess, you will find your inner peace. Now, this inner peace, this understanding of a difference between lack and excess and finding that balance, it's going to be different for each person, right? There is no strict set in stone rule of what is enough for one person, what is too little for another, right? Maybe excess for you is having $1 million, but excess for someone else is having $1 billion, right? We all have a different idea of ourselves and who we're trying to be in the world. And a lot of times the world tries to convince us to go after things that we don't even really want, right? Just keep chasing money or just keep chasing this fame or status in whatever domain. In reality, we start wrecking our own inner peace by playing the games of other people. Like I said, some people might need a lot of money to fulfill their mission on earth and other people might not. But the understanding is finding that centeredness within you of where excess is and where peace is. This idea of temperance also has to do with self-control, not indulging in guilty pleasures, having good self-discipline, and even not overindulgence in things like work, right? We tend to think sometimes as men that we need to just work, but the Stoic idea of temperance would understand balance. And it wouldn't understand balance in the fact that you should work a 40-hour work week, and that's the idea of balance. The idea of balance would be doing exactly what needed to be done and not doing more, right? So a way you could imply this would be to ask yourself, is the work I'm doing necessary? Is what I'm doing right now necessary for my achievement? This requires mental discipline because a lot of times we do things that we're just kind of chasing rabbits around, right? I know in my life when I've tried to do business work, when I've been building businesses, it's real easy to start chasing a rabbit around, right? I'm going to make the greatest Instagram content ever, but I'm never actually selling the product, right? So again, I'm chasing this other thing that doesn't actually get me to where I'm going. So I'm wasting time, burning myself out, and not getting a result. So this requires mental discipline to ask yourself, okay, what actually gets me to the result? And then start working on that. That would be an idea of temperance and Stoicism. The excess work. We have a glorification of work in our society, and part of that's good, right? We don't want to be lazy, but at the same time, just because you're working 80, 90 hours a week doesn't necessarily mean you're a good person. It probably means that you could probably look at the situation and ask yourself, how could I do this more efficiently? Actually, most people don't need to work that much. So temperance, again, would be just in all areas of your life, making sure you're doing exactly what is necessary, not too little, not too much, precisely what needs to be done. Basically, minimum necessary force to get the job done. Now, guys, by applying these 4 virtues to your life, I firmly believe that you're going to find yourself having more success and living more like a man. Now, guys, if you'd like to learn more about my Better Man coaching program, where we work on putting together purpose and achieving success in your life, both internally and externally, I made a video explaining the program, and you can learn more about it by clicking the link in the description box below. Guys, thanks for watching this video. If you got something out of it, give me a like so I can reach more guys. Hit the bell icon and subscribe button so you don't miss new videos. And I'm going to leave another video right here that I think you'll like to watch. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.